Okay, right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so we're back. So, Harry, Zoe, can you guys still hear me? You still there? All right, perfect. Well done. All right, so let's have a look at question 4 here, guys. Remember, it's the same thing that we just did. So just to recap, I've just turned TeachStream on because I was very silly and forgot to press record. So we've just looked at how we write these. So Colin halves the number, gets an answer of 68.2. So x over 2 equals 68.2. Down to the last one, Gavin subtracts 8.3 from a number, gets the answer of 52.7. So x subtract 8.3 equals 52.7. Right, so the more difficult one here. We've got two things going on, so you need to think about exactly how we're going to write this. So David was thinking of a number. David doubles it and adds 2.9 to get an answer of 13.2. Form the equation. So guys, can you think using maths how we could say we're thinking of a number, which is x, and what we're going to do is we're going to double it and add 2.9. So in the chat on the right, guys, can you think how we might write that down using our mathematical language? Okay, Harry, good try, really good. So Harry, you've written x divide by 2, subtract 2.9. Okay? So is that what the question asked? Did it ask us to divide by 2, to halve it, and then to subtract 2.9? Good, well done. It's going to be add rather than subtract. So what about the other bit? Is it divide by 2? Zoe, what do you think? You there, Zoe? Oh, right, okay. Well done, Zoe. Good. Obviously, you're thinking about that and writing it down. So let's have a look at what Zoe's put. So Zoe has put, so she started off with x, and then she's got times by 2. So does writing times 2 like that, guys, does that show us doubling it? Yes or no in the chat? Does writing times 2 show us doubling? Zoe, you think so? Harry, Owen, what do you guys reckon? Harry, not sure. Owen, you say yes? All right, so what I said earlier, a bit of advice I gave, let's try it with a number. So let's try 8, okay? So if we were going to double 8, would that work to times by 2? Would that end up doubling it? Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Now, it works in that case. Let's just try one more case to make sure. What about 12? If we did 12 times by 2, would that end up doubling that number? Yeah, it would. Well done, guys. Good. So well done, Zoe. You're absolutely right the first bit. X, we're timesing it by 2. And then we want to add 2.9. And then just like we did earlier, equals, that gets us an answer of 13.2. Okay, right, guys, you are really good with that, and you're so close to perfect. Zoe, you have done absolutely nothing wrong there. However, can anyone remember there's a slightly nicer, slightly better way we can write x times by 2 when we're using algebra? Oh, Zoe, fantastic, you got it. Right, 2x. So if we write that first bit as 2x plus 2.9 equals 13.2. Yeah, that's fantastic, guys. Well done. Brilliant. All right, do we understand what's going on, guys? Do we see that 2x meaning 2 times the number, which just means double? And then we're going to add the 2.9. Right, question number 5. I'll give you 20 seconds, guys. Alex is thinking of a number. He doubles it, adds 0.9, gets an answer of 21.2. 15 seconds, guys. Can you try and do the same thing? Question 5.
really effective, isn't it?
What
And also the focus. I mean, I know it's obviously slower maybe than the interaction in the classroom, obviously, but the fact that they're on their own is actually no bad thing.
No, it's actually working really well.
They really are focused, aren't they?
Even with Beth downstairs in a different room.
Yeah. I mean, I've come across Beth, and and just the enthusiasm, and I suppose just there's something to the novelty of learning this.
Now, I think that's something to take into it. Is that it's something a little bit different. I can imagine if when we get to October, November, if we are still having to teach some people from home, it will have worn off by then. We'll see.
But I think the way that it's quite amazing, really, the way you can interact and the way you do, so easily by this.
All right, well done, guys. Let's have a look at some answers. So Harry has got 2x plus 0.9. Zoe's got 2x plus 0.9 equals 21.2. All right, so let's go through our question. So Alex is thinking of a number. He doubles it. So doing 2x will get us doubling the number. He then adds 0.9. Right. Harry, with your answer, do you see that you've got to that point there, Harry? 2x plus 0.9. Okay, Harry in the chat. Yep, good. Right, so Harry, what you've done, he's thinking of a number, doubles it, adds 0.9. You've taken care of those bits, which is fantastic, Harry, well done. However, Harry, you've missed that bit. So you just need to make sure you put that little bit on the end. Yeah, you did. So well done. And so it's literally nothing wrong, but that one little bit, we've got to put that on to show that gets us an answer of 21.2, which I think was what Zoe had as well. Well done. Okay, right, guys. Last question, question 6. Now, be careful. There is a trick here, okay? There is a trick. If you do the same thing you did before, there's a chance you might get it wrong. I wonder who can pick up why. Okay, guys, I'm just going to mute you. You've got 30 seconds to give this one a try, but think about it. I've warned you, there's a trick. 30 seconds, and then I'll tell you when. Write your answer in the chat. 30 seconds. But yeah, I'm actually quite impressed, especially with the microphone up there. Like I said, I've done about 4 lessons now just on my Chromebook with me sat there trying to do it on a small screen. This is so much better. Easier. And the lag is like half a second. And when I tried it without it sounded earlier, about half-second lag for some of it. It's definitely got potential.
I mean, what they've achieved, as a non-specialist, what they've achieved in the last sort of 20 minutes, is pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they are actually being forced, in the vertical commas, to work on their own, think it through for themselves. Yeah. As opposed to the mate next door.
Yeah. I mean, you can probably tell by the way my room's set up. I like to have them focused on me, focused on the board. Yeah. But I do like them with someone else to be able to bounce ideas off.
Yeah, and for security. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's important to have.
I've never been let's all push the tables together, and I like to be relatively traditional in that sense. But
I was at the beginning when I was at the beginning. I had them in groups.
Yeah.
But I feel they've got that interaction, but they're facing the board, so their attention's on me.
Yeah, you've got the best to go for us, really.
Right, guys, well done. You are very, very close. Now, there's just one quick question which I've got for you. I'm just going to pick up on the way that you've written your answers. You've both written the same thing, but Harry, you wrote times, whereas Zoe used the symbol for times. Right, I'm just going to skip ahead to show you what I mean. So you've written x plus 9 times 2. Right, I'm going to ignore the answer, because I know, Harry, you said you forgot the answer. I'm going to ignore that for a second just to prove a point here. Okay? Yeah, no, that's fine. Well done. That's absolutely fine. Right, so x plus 9 times by 2. Right, if I just go back to the question. Guys, what's really important here is the order. So, first of all, Colin adds 9 to the number. So I'm going to call that step number 1. Colin adds 9 to the number. Then number 2, then doubles it. So he's going to add 9 to the number first, then double it. Right, let's go back to this question just here. Guys, can you see this bit here on the board, the way this is written? Just x plus 9 times by 2. Okay, great. Right, here's my question for you. If I write this as 3 plus 9 times 2, guys, if I asked you to work out this sum in blue down here, which bit would you do first? Would you do 3 add 9 first? You might be able to tell that I'm trying to lead you somewhere here with my questioning. Harry's written 9 times 2, then add the 3. Zoe, what do you think? Owen, what do you guys think? Do you agree with Harry the first thing you need to do is 9 times 2? Just looking at this blue sum, is the first thing we're going to do 9 times 2? Owen says yes, well done. Zoe, you're unsure, okay. Owen, Harry, why do you guys think that you're going to do the 9 times 2 first? What's the reason for that? Okay, fantastic. Well done, Owen. Perfect. Because of BIDMAS. Well done, Harry. Zoe, do you remember BIDMAS? Remember when we've done that in the past? Yeah, so it tells us the order we do something in. So if we just have 3 plus 9 times 2, you would do the 9 times 2 first, and then have to do that. So let's have a look at this question. Because the way we've written it the same way, you're actually saying that you do 9 times 2 first, which is 18, and then add the x. So is that what the question asked us to do, guys? Did it ask us to do 9 times 2 first? Yes or no in the chat, guys? What do you reckon? Oh, a couple of yeses and a no. Right, let's have a look back at the question. Right, so question 6 at the bottom. Colin adds 9 to the number, then doubles it. So what does it want us to do first? Does it want us to do the add first or the doubling, the timesing by 2 first? Which bit do you want to do first? Owen, well done, good. We want to do the addition first. Colin adds 9 to the number. We want to do that bit first. Okay, so x plus 9 times 2. Right, so with BIDMAS, guys, how could I show that I want to do plus before I do multiply? What could I do to this bit of writing at the top here? So this sum, what could I do to it to show that I want to do the addition first? Harry, well done, absolutely right. Put it in brackets, fantastic. So if I put x plus 9 in brackets, that says, right, I want to start with my number, x, I want to add 9 to it. And then whatever answer I get, I want to multiply it by 2. Okay? So, brackets around the x plus 9. Okay, guys, what do we think? Do you understand where that bit's come from? Understand why we're going to use the brackets? Good, well done if you're saying yes, good. Because otherwise, we'd be doing the multiply first, and we don't want that. Okay, so back to the question. So Colin adds 9 to a number, so x plus 9. Then he doubles it. So brackets around that, and then double it, and get the answer of 56.2. Guys, how are we going to wrap this up to show that we want to get an answer of 56.2? Well done, Zoe. Perfect. Good. So x plus 9. So something, add on 9, times by 2. Well done, Harry. It equals 56.2. All right. Fantastic. Guys, this really was one of the slightly more difficult bits, okay? Looking at how we actually set up these equations. Good. Right, here's what I'm going to do. The second Hegarty task that kind of built from this did want us to actually solve it. Harry, this is what you were doing at the beginning. You were actually trying to solve it. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to do one question with you from the slightly easier bits, and then one question from the harder. And I'm going to put a challenge question for you to do on the Google Classroom, okay? So we'll wrap it up there, because I've got to get back to my bubble for teaching in a minute. So, very quickly, this is solving equations. So the only difference here is when we solve an equation, we actually want to work out what the number is. Okay, so question number one, guys. I'll do this one with you, and then I'll let you go from there, and I'll try one from the second page as well. Okay, so Sushil was thinking of a number. Sushil doubles it and gets an answer of 45.2. What was the original number? Okay, guys, first of all, I want you to ignore, I'm going to put this in red. First of all, ignore this part in red. Let's look at the first bit of the question and do exactly what we did so far. So Sushil doubles it and gets an answer of 45.2. What could we write down to show that Sushil is doubling a number and getting an answer of 45.2? Guys, write it down in the chat. What do you reckon? Absolutely perfect, guys. Well done. So she's doubling. That means timesing by 2. So well done. You've written 2x as the better way of saying x times 2. And that gets us an answer of 45.2. So brilliant. You've written the equation. You've done what we did in the last bit. But now let's look at the red bit. So guys, 2 times something is 45.2. So the bit in red to now solve the equation, what could we do to work out what x is going to be worth? If 2 times x is 45.2, what could we do to work out what x is? Write it in the chat, guys. What do you think we could do? Well done, Harry. You've got part of it right. Well done. So Harry's written x divided by 2. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to remind you very quickly using a number line of just one or two basic things we can do. And this will get the idea across to you, hopefully. Right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so at the top here, let's say I have x plus 4 equals 7. Okay, guys, just have a look at this bit above the line for the moment, just so you can understand exactly what I'm going to say. So x, some number, adds on 4 and gets us to 7. Guys, do you see how we could use this number line in order to work out what number x is going to be? Just looking at this number line, guys. Yeah, Harry, well done. So what could we do, guys? I know it might be a bit much to type in the chat box, so even if you use abbreviation, what could we do? How could we use that number line to show what x is? Go on, give yourself some time if you need to. Try type it into the box. I'll wait, it's fine. Others. Yeah, quite interesting. You have to work with it. The nice thing about this is I can be dynamic like this with the ball, which works. Okay, well done, guys. Right, let's have a look. So we've got a few answers there. Well done, though. You're along the right lines. It's difficult trying to type it in and explain what you mean. But well done. Some number going up 4 places takes us to 7. That's the same as starting at 7 and then going down 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So guys, here's the main bit I want to get, and you will have seen this before. If we do the opposite, or what we call the inverse, subtracting 4, but I've got to subtract 4 from the other side, takes us that x is 3. Okay, so well done, guys, for writing that in a way. Some of you wrote, for instance, 4 take away 7. Just think about the order. Starting at 4 and going down 7 is different to being at 7 and going down 4. So, guys, do the arrows there in green, does that make sense, showing you what's going on? Good, well done. Now, 1 or 2 of you, I think you are along the right lines, but we just got to be careful about the way we write this. So with this one, what about if I said 2x equals 8? So that means 2 times something equals 8. So, do you guys see how we could use this number line just here as a way of showing what that something's going to be? Have a look at what we did above. It's a similar idea. So guys, what is the opposite to multiplying by 2? Okay, what's the inverse to multiplying by 2? Good, well done, Owen. It's going to be dividing. Well done, Harry. Good. So we're going to divide by 2, but you've got to be careful. Watch how I'm going to write this. I need to write that I'm dividing by 2, which tells me what x is. So 8, when I halve it, takes me down to 4. So over here, divide by 2, takes me to 4. So guys, look at the way that I've written that, using this idea of the inverse. Okay, I didn't want 2 times x, I just wanted x. So I had to do the opposite, I had to halve it. So I divided the answer by 2 as well. So guys, you have been taught that method, okay, the inverse method, doing the opposite. So well done, we just need to apply it. So let's go back to this question just here. 2x is 45.2. So in order to work out what x is, now guys, if you've got a pen and paper there, write down what you can see here in the middle of the board with these colors, with these arrows. What I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to divide by 2. So if I'm dividing that by 2, I need to divide my answer by 2. So 45.2, we want to divide it by 2. Okay guys, so what answer do you get when you do 45.2 divide by 2? Okay, Harry thinks 22.6. Zoe, Owen, do you agree with 22.6? Zoe, 22.6, good, well done. Remember guys, if you're at all unsure, we're going to bus stop here, okay? Dividing by 2, so 2 on the outside, 45.2 on the inside. How many 2's go into 4? Goes into it 2 times, because 2 times 2 is 4. How many 2's go into 5? Again, it goes into it 2 times. But 2 times 2 is 4. I didn't want 4, I wanted 5. I'm 1 number away from where I need to be. So that 1 goes on the front of the 2 after it. Well done, Owen, getting the right answer as well. Decimal point stays in place. Again, that never moves. And then 2's into 12, 6 times. 2 times 6 is 12. Okay, so 22.6. So guys, well done. We're just using what we know, using what we've done, but now we're just applying this idea of solving equations, just doing the opposite. Okay? So, here's what I'll do for you guys very, very quickly. Question number 3 at the bottom here. I will do this last question with you, and then we'll call it that. Okay, guys? So try and write this down with us. Talk to us through the ideas, but you've got to write down the steps for this one. So first of all, guys, question 3. Can any of you please write down in the chat and on a piece of paper at home, in your book, can you write down the equation? So again, don't worry about the red bit where it's got what was the number. Just focus on the other part like we did in green above. Write down the equation, guys. Set up the question for us. We're doing a set, right?
Can I hear us?
I just need to.
Yeah. I just want to see it in action. Because I'm thinking I might have to teach
Oh,
like
this
this
is
in
great.
September.
Yeah.
Listen, I wish you taught me maths when I was at school. I've learned more about equations in the last 45 minutes. And I think
I've got my old SingStar microphone from my
Yeah, it's
PlayStation.
really, really
No,
impressive.
it's very good, Simon, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's honestly, I don't mean it's
Right.
fantastic. Honestly, your delivery is so great with the kids.
Thank
So
you.
what's happening at the minute? You've
So
taught
we're,
something and they're just having a go.
It's been interactive, really, hasn't it, all the way through? Simon,
yeah,
hasn't it?
whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the chat. We've got 99 comments
Yeah.
of
And
chat
how many
back
people
and
you got
forth.
in the lessons?
So 3. I did have Beth, but she's gone to
Yeah.
break because she's downstairs with Miss Bennett in that room.
Yeah.
So it's great. She's in a different room in the school doing it.
Mm.
The other guys are at home doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're reviewing what we did last week in terms of maths of Hegarty. So we did writing equations, and then we've gone into solving equations and
Yeah.
talked about some of the problems,
So
the
these are your normal
pitfalls.
slides from your normal lessons.
Yeah, that I would adapted. Yeah, I
And
just
have gone on a bit behind this.
That's right.
Teach stream is
teach stream.
bring that back then. Are they seeing the whole of this?
They are just seeing. All they are seeing is the chat window on the right,
Yeah.
and then my smart.
So you're displaying
notebook.
a tab. are you?
Yes. Well, no, I'm displaying an application, so I'm displaying.
Ah,
This.
Right. So not a tab, you're
No.
displaying an app.
So they've got. So when they have their internet browser open, on the right hand side they've got the chat, and then in the main picture in the center they've got this.
Yeah, so if you go back to that other
Have you got your phone on you? Are you?
Yeah, just go back to the other view. Just
Sure.
So are you gonna write on this now?
No, I write on this, and it automatically sends it to
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
So that is just picking up what I'm doing
That's
on my
why
board.
you haven't got that as full screen.
Yes, because
You
else I
wanna
wouldn't be able to see
on
the chat.
on the side.
And if you try to do it in the 2, then the kids see 2. If you try and display your whole desktop,
Yeah.
then the kids see 2 chat
Okay,
boxes.
so let me repeat that back to you. You're writing within Smartboard.
Yeah.
But in TeachStream.
Yeah.
You're broadcasting an app, and the app happens to be.
Yeah.
Smartboard. So I could do the same logic
Yeah.
with Promethean.
Oh, we've done it in B9 or whatever it was.
So no matter what board you've got, there's
You
no
can do it.
limitations
Yeah.
with how you're working, is there?
Yeah.
Because I've heard the head of
Yeah.
science, Lewis, saying, yeah, but I've
I've got the moving board, yeah.
Yeah, but
Peter and I, and with Josh from Network, have already been into the B
You
block
should,
and done
yeah,
it if we
because
want
the
to.
videos you showed to
That's
the
right.
forms and forms
Right,
and
see what these guys think.
that's right.
That's right. Right, okay, guys, well done. Let's have a look. So, Zoe, you've got x plus 6 times 2 equals 99.2. Harry, Harry's got something similar, but he's got a pair of brackets there. And Owen's got the same as Zoe. Right, let's have a look at the questions. So, first of all, we've got Henry. So, Henry's thinking of a number, which is going to be x. So, first of all, Henry adds 6 to it. So what we want to do is the number that he's thinking of, and he's going to add 6. So we've got x plus 6. Right, then he doubles it. Okay, guys, so do you remember what we talked about on the last slide? I'll flip back to it for 5 seconds. Look at the bottom question, guys. What did we do here when we talked about the order? Okay, guys, write in the chat box on the right-hand side. What was so special about that third question? What was made it different from all of the others? What do you think? Good, well done, Zoe. We had to add first. Right, guys, Harry or Owen, sorry, I can't remember. One of you guys said it first. What do we do to show that we're going to do the add first? What was so special about what we had to do for that question? Perfect, Owen, well done. If I go back to the slide, we talked about it here. Good. So if we don't use brackets, it would do the multiply first, just there, remember. Right, so Henry adds 6 to it. So we've got x plus 6. So we want to times that whole thing by 2. So we have to have it in brackets to show we're going to double the whole thing. Good, well done Owen, well done Harry, putting brackets on there, fantastic. All right, so we're timesing that by 2. And then let's have a look. Good, you've got the answer part, well done. That gets us an answer of, so is equal to, is equivalent, is the same as 99.2. Right, perfect, well done guys. Right, so last question we've got here, and this is one of our slightly more difficult ones. We've got 2 steps. So guys, we want to do the opposite, okay?
I'm interrupting your lesson, everyone. Harry, Zoe, and Owen, well done. Good to see you here. I've just learned something as well, more how to use the board than anything. Well done, you 3, for logging in. Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
Thank you. That was Mr. Cat, by the way, guys. He doesn't realise you can't see his face, and you might not know his voice.
I'm not strange.
Okay, brilliant. Right, well, guys, so last little bit. So we now want to start doing the opposite. We want to start doing the inverse. So, guys, we've got to start doing the inverse, doing the opposite. What do you think we should do the opposite for first? What do you think we're going to need to get rid of first to try and solve this? Have a guess, guys. What do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be the add or is it going to be the multiply? So remember our BIDMAS. Right, 2 different answers. Zoe said add, Owen said multiply. Right, guys, normally, okay, Harry, you think add as well? Owen, you changed your mind. Owen, you shouldn't have done. You were right. You should have gone with your gut feeling. Right, when we do BIDMAS, we start with the top, the brackets, and we go through, okay? And we do it in that order. So, because of the brackets, the B, that's the really important bit. That bit is all tied up here. Okay, so guys, a way that someone once explained this to me, this kind of a question, because of the brackets, think about it in, for instance, when we're getting dressed in the morning, the first thing we do is we put on our socks, that part there, and then we put on our shoes. Okay, so guys, just follow me. I know this sounds really weird, but just follow me for a minute. When getting dressed in the morning, we put our socks on first and our shoes on second. So now when we get home, what do we take off first? Do you take off your shoes first or do you take off your socks first? Well done, guys. Well done. Commenting on the right. I know it looks really weird in a maths lesson on our comments on our right. We got shoes. But yeah, good. We've got to take our shoes off before we take our socks off because of the order. So we've got to do the same thing here. The first thing that we've got to do is we've got to get rid of that multiplied by 2. So guys, how do we get rid of multiply by 2? How do we do the opposite to multiply by 2? Type it in the chat. What do we do? Good. Well done. Sorry, we divide. Good. So we want to divide by 2. Good. So guys, I'm going to need your help with the calculation here. So when I divide by 2, over here on the left-hand side, I've just got the x plus 6. Okay? That's still there. I haven't done anything with that. But if I'm dividing the left-hand side by 2, I've got to divide the right-hand side by 2. So guys, quick calculation for you. 99.2 divide by 2. Go on in the chat, quick as you can. Off you go. What answer do you get, guys? Okay, Zoe's gone 49.6. Owen, Harry, do you guys agree? Is that the right answer? Well done, Owen. Okay, great. All right, perfect, guys. Well done. So that's 49.6. So that's x plus 6. So, guys, what are we going to do? What's our last step in order to get rid of that last point? So we need to get rid of the plus 6. Zoe's ahead. Well done, Zoe. Brilliant. We need to subtract the 6. Good. Well done, Owen. So subtract 6. Well done, Harry. Good. That gets me x equals. I've got to do the same. If I'm subtracting 6 from the left-hand side, I've got to subtract 6 from the right-hand side. So, guys, in the chat, 49.6, subtract 6. What answer are we going to get? Okay, Zoe says 43.6. Owen, Harry? Owen's got the same. Well done, guys. Fantastic. So we've got our answer of 43.6. Okay, guys, does that make sense what we've done there? Is that okay? Fantastic. Well done. Right. For the benefit of you guys and also benefit of people that are going to have a look at this on Google Classroom, I'm just going to put that screen there, 3 questions on the board. What you guys will be able to do at this point, if you're watching later on, you'll be able to pause the video and you'll be able to try these 3 questions. I will put the answers in our Google Classroom, so you'll be able to find the answer just there. But guys, Owen, Zoe, Harry, does that make quite a bit more sense? Do you think that's helped you to understand combining writing the equations with solving the equations? What do you think, guys? All right, perfect, well done. Guys, if you need more help with that, doing the opposite, the inverse, on Heggerty, solving equations, okay? If you just type into the search bar at the top, solving equations, it will take you to different lessons, showing you right through from the more simple questions, which I'll say you guys were perfect on, but right through to those more difficult ones, where you've got quite a few different things going on, 2 or 3 operations at once. So guys, if you're unsure, take yourself on to that next level. Go and have a look at that next bit on Heggerty. Okay, guys, does that make sense? Everyone happy? All right, perfect. Well done, guys, perfect. Right, what we'll do, guys, we'll leave it there. I will put the answer to these 3 questions on the board. So, guys, you'll be able to watch this back on the Google Classroom. I'll put the answers to these 3 questions on the Google Classroom, but you'll obviously be able to press pause, try it first, and go from there. All right, guys, you've been fantastic. Thank you very much for participating, giving it a go. Well done, everyone watching at home. Thanks very much, guys. I will talk to you very soon. I'll arrange another lesson. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Bye. Thanks, Owen. Thanks, Zoe. Bye.